Why, hello there, everybody. Oh, that was very coy, Doug.
Oh, thank you. Hello, chat.
Wow, enjoy that, chat. You're not going to get much of coy Doug like that. Wow.
I'm sorry. I was telling Heather, I just finished like shooting a nostalgia critic before doing this, and it was kind of a rush. I'm like an hour. I shot in an hour. It's probably the fastest I've ever shot a nostalgia critic, and I'm just like, can I do it? I think I can, because it's tricky at home. Because like my wife's gonna come home. I'm tired after doing these now and stuff. So I'm like, I
Yeah.
think I can do it. So I'm just like, oh, I'm still riding the rush of it. So sorry. So that's
Sorry.
why Coy Doug comes out for some reason.
We love it. We love it. We might also have Coy Doug because y'all have us at a level 4 hype trade already. We've barely even had this stream up for 5 minutes, and y'all are at level 4.
Thank you so much. So kind.
Thank you. We appreciate that. So let me get to the rules so that we can start answering some of your questions here. First and foremost, we give priority to the bit messages, since that is some real world money spent. Towards the end of stream, we generally have time for highlighted questions, but please save your highlighting towards the end of stream. If you highlight it now, I physically cannot scroll up to see it, and highlighting a message does not guarantee that we are going to see or read it. Please do not repeat yourself over and over again in chat. You can get timed out or even banned. That kind of applies to bit messages as well. No need to repeat bit messages. We have a list. We will get to it. But as you can see, we've been live for 6 minutes and haven't even answered any of the questions. So we do have a list. It's very, very rare that we actually miss one. Sometimes we can get up to like an hour behind, so just be patient. We will get to it. Please, no spoilers. Not everyone has had a chance to watch the latest and greatest stuff. I think we're still no spoilers for Guardians 3. It's only been like 2 weeks. So give people just a chance. Give people a chance. No Guardians 3 spoilers yet.
And we can't even make the joke about like, well, because nobody is seeing it, because it's still in gangbuster numbers. Yeah, it's still like the second week was still like really, really good. So yeah, we definitely don't want to ruin it for people.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Please watch the length of your questions. The longer it is, the faster I have to read it, the more likely it is that we don't understand the point and we do not have time to repeat it. Short and to the point is better. Also, please restrict yourself from multi-part questions, especially if they're going to be longer than like 3 parts. Maybe check to see if someone else hasn't already asked the question that you would like to ask. It's not that it's an issue, but we just feel bad if you're like the 4th person who's asked Doug for a clue about this week's NC, and we just have to be like, well, we've already answered that. Here's the answer, done. So just maybe check. I feel like I missed something, but I also feel like I'm done.
I think you got it.
I think we're good.
Feels right.
Yeah,
feels good.
it does. It does
feels
feel right.
Good.
Thank you. Feels good. All right. That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, Bumper Doug. Hello, Heather. How are you guys?
Good. Hope you're doing well, too.
On the mend. Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug. I know you weren't the biggest fan of Guardians Volume 3, but what was your favorite song they used? For me, it's a 3-way toss-up between In the Meantime, Crazy on You, and No Sleep Till Brooklyn. However, I also thought Dog Days Are Over was a great song choice.
I'm one of those people, it's very rare that unless there are a few songs in the movie that I remember like the specific song what it is, I more remember like how the song made me feel. And I think I like the opening one. I kind of thought the visual of carrying like Star-Lord, like here, Chaplin, you're gonna act it out for me. Okay, come on, we're gonna act it out. When they were carrying Star-Lord, yeah, like this, and they were playing the song, I thought that was pretty cool. It went well with the music.
Fifth Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. What's your favorite fanscription overall?
That I've done, or that Rob and Walter? I guess
it says overall. So
overall, either it's got to be one of the Batman one, either Batman Forever or Batman Robin. Because man, they just kind of felt like you were really watching the movie. Like it was so easy to buy. This is how it would go down, and the love and time and effort they put into it. So yeah, I'd have to say one of those.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Hope you're all doing well. The official Haunted Mansion trailer dropped yesterday. Looks like such a fun movie.
Yeah. Everyone's been bringing this up about Disney movies recently. Like, and this is the first time where it's really bothering me. It is just so dark and like kind of so grainy and kind of blurry. And with the Haunted Mansion, I know it's a Haunted Mansion. You want it to be dark, but you want it to look good, as a dark movie, and it wasn't looking that good to me. I did like that joke at the end. I thought was very funny because I thought it was gonna just die. Them giving the description of the guy. I'm like, oh my god, were they improvising and they just kept in the trailer? Okay, but then they have that really good payoff that made me laugh really hard. So I'll wait and see. I mean, I do love Haunted Mansion, but yeah, that hasn't won me over yet. I hope I'm wrong. It definitely looks better than the Eddie Murphy one.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug. What are your thoughts on Tim Burton directing the first sequel since Batman Returns? Personally, I'm cautiously optimistic, especially since Jenna Ortega is going to play Lydia's daughter.
Oh, that's right. I did hear that. I guess he was doing Beetlejuice. I don't know because you could argue that's like one of the purest Tim Burton movies, Beetlejuice. Obviously we know he does well with Jenna Ortega. Obviously directs her very well. I don't know. My biggest concern is probably Keaton as Beetlejuice. Not that he doesn't have the energy or the acting. I mean, it is the age thing. Unless they work that in. Like, it would look pretty funny if he has like a walker or his hair is like white and stuff like that. That would actually be pretty funny. So I don't know. I hope it's good because obviously I love Beetlejuice. I love all those people. So I hope it's good.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, how far are you into Owl House and what are your thoughts?
I'm at the episode where they go into the cave to get the blood. They're mining for blood. It was a little confusing. I like it. I still really like it. I'm still a little bored by the villains. The big epic story has worked in better, but I think the villains are still kind of dull. That angsty boy, I think it's just kind of that, like an angsty boy. I thought he was going to be more fun because he said bye in such a fun way, but it's like, oh no, he's just kind of the typical angsty kid. But he's still fine. I mean, they're still passable and everything. That's just like the one thing where I'm like, man, I love everything else. I wish this was done a little better, but maybe they will. There's a lot of things I thought were only done okay at first and got better, but yeah, I still love the characters. I love how they're evolving. I love how the story's evolving and they're all kind of changing as it moves on. So yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you watch The Wolf House 2018 yet? And if so, what are your thoughts? It
Not
seems
yet.
like it's up your alley, and I'm curious to hear what your thoughts on it are.
Not yet. I do have it written down to watch it. It's kind of at the top of my list because I forgot about that movie. And then when I saw the trailer again, I'm like, that's right, shit, I really wanted to check this out. So I will. I'll get to it at some point.
Stiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. What are some of the most common complaints you hear from reviews of your movies? Kick-Assia, Suburban Nights, and To Boldly Flee.
That they exist. And that's usually my complaint too. I know. I remember at the time, for whatever reason, people were really thrown off that we were doing parodies of movies into Boldly Flee, which I thought was really weird. Like, that's what we do, right? So I remember that being odd. But I mean, now I'm sure it's dated and cringy and old school humor and stuff like that, old internet humor and stuff like that, which is totally fair. I think those movies are kind of products of their time. But yeah, no, for the time they were made, I think they were fun. But yeah, I don't look back and be like, oh, if you really want to see my best stuff, let me put on, Suburban Nights or something like that.
Chat, thank you so much for this level 6 hype train. Excuse me?
You've earned a chaplain.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug. What would you say is the funniest episode of Bob's Burgers? Not necessarily your favorite, just the one that had the most laughs. The one where Mr. Franz starts dating Aunt Gail is up there for me.
Man, I remember the one that kind of, I don't know if this is the funniest, but it had the joke that probably made me laugh the hardest, which was Linda's sister, for whatever reason, painting all these animal buttholes. Like, that was her phase she was going through. And she has a pink elephants moment where it's the pink elephants animation, but it's done with buttholes, the animal buttholes. And it was one of the funniest things I ever saw in my life. And I think it was at the time where I was like, I was telling Rob, I was like, I don't know, I'm not really getting into the. I don't know if it's my thing. And he showed me that episode. I'm like, I gotta see more. That joke alone has earned more viewage.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the villain Bellos in the Owl House so far?
Bellows is the big bad guy, right? Let me just double check. Bellows, oh, host. Yeah, he's still pretty boring to me. Same thing with his son or nephew, whatever. I mean, the kid's a little bit more interesting, but I don't know. And it's clear it's either him or a descendant of his that's like the human in there. I don't know why they haven't put that together yet. Maybe they have and they just haven't told us, but I don't know. I'm trying to find him interesting. I'm sure he will be interesting by the end. I'm sure they got like something planned and everything, but just right now it's like, you know what it is? It's the bad guys in a world that already feels like it's run by bad guys. So it's kind of dull. The world already looks like, it's like if you have a movie that's made up of nothing but villain songs, and then like there's a villain of the villains. Like, well, what's that going to be? Well, it has to be even more mean and more creepy. But you're kind of used to seeing that. Like, to me, it'd be cool if they did the opposite. Like the villain was just like a cute little puppy or something with a little cute, adorable voice and doesn't like all the scary things and the weird, distorted stuff. Let's make everything cute and like that would be interesting to me. That would be threatening to that world, in my opinion. But again, I haven't gotten through the whole thing yet, so maybe when I get to the end, I'll be like, oh shit, that's what they were doing. Because there are characters I thought would be pretty bland and turned out to be pretty good. Like Amity, I mean, she went from like the most boring character to like the best character in there. So yeah, we'll see. I'll give it a shot.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 100 bits. NC recommendation, 9 Lives.
Well, could definitely make some easy Kevin Spacey jokes there. I never did see it. Yeah, I might check it. I've got a request for it before. I might check that out.
Author, thank you for the 500 bits. Appreciate that. Hey guys, sorry I don't normally do this here, but late voice actor Billy Kemet's childhood friends are YouTube streaming Super Mario 64 on Saturday to benefit the colon cancer coalition. Kemet's girlfriend, Erica Lindbeck, tweeted the link with details, asking anyone to retweet it, like, and or donate. I'm whispering you the tweet if you could please post it in chat to spread the word. Thanks.
Cool. Yeah, it's always great to see people doing something for a great cause. So yeah, check that out.
Yeah, sorry, I gotta actually put it in. Fifth guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Lady Tremaine versus Don Bluth Death Glare. Who wins?
Well, I mean, Don Bluth is always gonna win, but you know he was inspired by Lady Tremaine because you know he was inspired by Disney. So there you go. So they both kind of win in their own way.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, who is the director of the film you're reviewing next week?
Well, a couple directors, honestly. And so I should give you a hint about what type of movie it is. We do have a okay, here's the big hint. We have a guest animator coming in that you've seen before. That should be a pretty big hint to what it is.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug. Have you seen the new trailers for Haunted Mansion and Next Mission Impossible? And if so, your thoughts?
Yeah, Haunted Mansion isn't grabbing me. I hope I'm wrong because I love Haunted Mansion. It doesn't look terrible. It's just really not grabbing me much. Mission Impossible just looks like another fun Mission Impossible, you know? See crews do some cool stunts and everything. I don't know. They've gone from movies that just could not get me that invested to now they're like, well, yeah, of course it'll be good, you know, kind of thing, which is a nice turnaround.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Which of the Lilo and Stitch sequels would you say is your favorite?
The last one that was kind of like, I think it was like a finale of the show. It was like the series finale. And that was pretty cool because they got like all the cousins in there. And it actually worked out pretty well. I usually like the sentimental stuff more, but since that is very clearly wrapping up the show, I thought doing kind of like a big, epic, funny battle was a smart idea.
Smash Ultra, thank you for the 100 bits. There's a bumper where Ed from Ed, Edd and Eddy dating Daphne from Scooby-Doo. How old is she again?
Right? I don't know. I think they're on a flexible age. you know what they call it,
Flexible age.
yeah, like what they call it, like flexible reality. I think it's like flexible age for Scooby Doo characters. Even in one of the movies, like the anime movies, I think they actually say, "I hate when he calls us kids," and it's like, it's the right. Are you kids or aren't you? Because there's literally a show called A Pup Named Scooby Doo where you're kids. That's the gimmick.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite 3D animated movie?
uh, yeah, I mean, shit, man. I mean, like, I was gonna say the Spider Verse count. It kind of counts. Oh no, I think it has to be probably Inside Out is probably it. I'm trying to think of any other one that would top that in terms of CG. I'll say Inside Out for now.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen Arrival 2016? And if so, what are your thoughts?
No, I remember hearing just okay things about it, but oh wait, 2016. What am I talking about? Oh my god, I was thinking of the Charlie Sheen movie from like the 90s. Yes, I've seen Arrival 2016. I thought it was brilliant. What the hell am I talking about? That is a very, very good movie. A great setup, a great idea. It takes its time. It's fascinating trying to figure out what's going on and just seeing these two. I don't know, just the idea of like, here's an alien species and they're trying to communicate with it. Like they're literally right there behind this wall and they don't speak the same language and you have to figure out how to speak to each other. Like that is fascinating to me. Like you do not need much more and they really work with what they have. No, I absolutely love that film.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug. They recently released a trailer for season 2 of Human Resources, and it looks about as good as season 1 to me. I thought Maury and Connie's child Montel wanting to become a shame wizard was a funny idea. Are you excited?
Oh yeah, I think I saw that. They're doing so many more seasons of Big Mouth, which is like it's still very hit and miss for me. I mean, which I guess is better than just nothing but misses. But yeah, I know Human Resources is just so much funnier and more clever. I think it's better commentary, and I think it's his point across without being too preachy either, because they do have so many great visuals with it. I don't know. I'm much more excited for that than Big Mouth. I guess Big Mouth has like a big hate train for it right now, and it's like I can't say that. I can't like say I dislike it because there's too many good things in it. But yeah, I think Human Resources is just very clearly the superior show as of now. Maybe season 2 will blow it up. Who knows?
Thief Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. What is one YouTuber you wish you could collaborate with for a review? What were some of your favorite collaborative reviews?
I mean, when I think of collabs, I think of people that were just so much fun to be. I mean, which honestly is most people. I love working with Dante, working with Corey, working with Andre, working with Brad, working with James. I mean, honestly, all the people where it looks like we're having fun, we usually are. We just had a guest animator, and again, you can probably put it together, but always great working with him, doing something with him. It's just so many great stories that we hear. And what's the first part? What's someone I would like to collaborate with?
No.
Oh yeah, I mean, we've talked to the groups of people here. That's all they kind of want me to say, but so we've done that. But the only, I mean, I've kind of just worked with them. I feel like at some point I'm gonna do something with Phantom Strider for the SpongeBob movie. I think that makes sense. And then I think, where was I going with this? I just totally blanking.
I didn't mean to throw you off.
No, it's cool. It's cool. But it's gone forever now. So yeah,
Okay.
It'll come back. When it comes back, I'll mention it.
Salmara, thank you for
I remember there was one because I think I did worked with everyone I wanted to. The only thing that I was like, oh, that would have been cool. And I don't even know if the show's still going. I would love to have been a voice on Red versus Blue because I thought that show was so. That would have been pretty cool. Maybe if I drop online and be, I know the composer of Halo. But yeah, that was the only one where I'm like, that would have been fun. But then again, I haven't seen the show in a while, so I know that makes me the most qualified.
Salmara, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug and Heather. Hope you're having a good week. Doug, are there any plans to do an NC review for movies like Cocaine Bear, Renfield, or Brightburn, possibly for Nostalgiaween? Thank you.
Why am I blanking what Brightburn is? Hold on. Like, I feel like it. Oh, is this the the superhero one? That's right. I haven't seen that one. Actually, I haven't seen any of them yet. So I might be part of it. I don't know. I'm sort of seeing more and more movies like those, even though they caught an audience and everything. They kind of need time to settle because I mean, I guess Megan did get blocked for copyright claim and stuff like that, but I feel like the ones that just came out and have a little bit of a cult following, unless it's something that's kind of in animation like Puss in Boots, it doesn't get that many people looking at it. Maybe because like it kind of died down, like the cult of it, the fun of it and the camp of it died down already and they're on to the next thing, where I feel like something like Puss in Boots, like people can still go back to and go, wow, look at the animation, look how they showed this, look how they did that. So I don't know if there's something in there, like if I see Cocaine Bear and I'm just like, oh my god, I gotta talk about this, I'll do it. I mean, that was the same thing with Megan. I talked about honestly just because I wanted to talk about it.
Rancy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug. So remember that Disney/Fox Studio movie Carter that released last Friday on Disney Plus? It was really good, and the ending made me cry. So I hope you review it for this year's Disney December.
Cool, though I'm sure you mean
Crater.
Crater.
Yes, I misread it. I'm sorry.
I was like,
I'm
John
blaming
Carter
COVID for
fan.
everything that I misread today. COVID brain. Sorry.
But I have it on the list for Disney December movies to look at as possibilities because I didn't even I never even heard of it until you brought it up and I saw it there on Disney Plus. So yeah, and I like going into something knowing nothing about. I just see kids in little astronaut helmets and that's it. So it'll be fun going into it not knowing a thing about it.
Fifth Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Is it possible to make a nostalgia critic review of a documentary film? What were some of your favorites?
Man, a documentary film. I feel like, I mean, it had to be something I can get some laughs out of. I mean, so maybe ones that like, even though I agree with them, I don't like the movies. You know, like a Michael Moore movie or a Super Size Me or something like that.
Oh
Like,
my
I feel
god, I can't even imagine an NC on Super Size Me.
Right. So but I don't know how much I could. I don't know. I feel like I'd be getting into like one of those drama channels, like, you know, exposing the guy who made Super Size Me kind of thing, instead of just kind of having fun with mocking a piece of art. I mean, maybe that's it about documentary, is that it's both news and art, so it's tricky. Where I usually like talking about something that's just more art based, even if it's based on a true story sometimes. So I don't know. I'd have to think about it. And best documentary, man, it's weird. I used to know the answer to this. I used to have just an answer ready to go, and now I'm blanking.
Ooh. Frey Miser mentioned Class Action Park. I know you loved that one.
Oh, I did like that one quite a bit. I don't know if I say it's my phone. I'm just going to look up. This is one of those we can probably go to.
Next question.
Yeah, probably next question. But, oh, you know, there was one. I don't know if this is my absolute favorite, but it's one of my favorites. I forget the name of it, but it was about Terry Gilliam making this Don Quixote movie, which eventually did get made, but it was all about it failing and just completely falling apart. As one of those things where I'm just like, yeah, man, if anyone wants to know just like the stress of making a movie, and when they say, oh, well, you know, what's so hard about making a movie? It's like, you know, watch this and just see all the craziness that can go wrong with like a limited budget and everything. Like, I feel like that's a very good example when people just go, well, they just make them good. It's like, and you know, I say that too, but it's like, there is a lot more to it.
Porcupines Are God, thank you for the 100 bits. With that weird as hell DVD cover, is it finally time to dust off the Hunter S. Thompson character for the toll booth review? We were somewhere around the toll booth on the edge of the desert when the drugs began to take hold.
Maybe. I don't. Maybe like a freak show cinema. It might be fun to do it for that. And again, if I did, it'd probably be in January because I'd have to pick a time where I just know, yeah, the ads are down. We're probably not going to have the May sponsors. I could just try something that I know isn't going to get hit. Nobody's going to check out the Phantom Toll Booth, even though it's an awesome movie. So yeah, maybe at some point.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 100 bits. What is it about Cowboy Bebop that makes it one of your favorite shows?
Oh, Christ. I love the style. I love the characters. I love that you can have an episode on any of them and it'd be interesting. I love the atmosphere. I love the art style. I love that it's both kind of episodic, but it has a continuing story as well, which is like a lot of animes. I don't know. Just when I think of like a space adventure, like just kind of a grungy, badass, you know, kind of noir cowboy story, but it's in space and it just has this cool like Sin City in space. That's what I think of. I don't know. It's got everything, man. It's got a little bit of everything.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. One suggestion I have for Bumper's NC episode is Nickmas. It's when Nickelodeon did holiday themed shorts in stop motion. Definitely worth checking out, even if you haven't seen them before.
Huh, okay. I'm assuming that's after my time. I would have probably heard of that, but Nickmas, okay. Well, wherever it says when that came out. Oh yeah, like 2002. Okay, yes, I wouldn't know that, but I'll try to check them out. I mean, you know me, I love Christmas, so yeah, I'll take a look at it.
Stiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Who was your favorite and least favorite turtle from TMNT overall?
I mean, I feel like it's everybody's favorite and least favorite. Favorite Michelangelo. Sometimes Raphael, if he's like the wisecracker or whatever. But least favorite Leonardo. Who the hell loves Leonardo?
I know, guys. Thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the latest trailer for Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1?
Looks good. Like I said, I think they've kind of reached a point where it's hard for them to be bad as long as Cruise looks intense and does his own awesome stunts. I think people are on board. I think like they have to try to make it bad now, if that makes sense.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite third movie in a franchise?
Might be Last Crusade.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I really have, because that might honestly be my favorite Indiana Jones movie. Even though I know Raiders started a lot of that, I feel like Last Crusade kind of perfected it. I quote it a lot more. I'm always in a good mood by the end of it. Just feels like a big, epic, fun movie. Yeah, probably that way. You know, maybe something like Return of the King is like a close second.
Stiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Why is the dark, grim, and edgy version of Batman the social norm between DC fans when there's more value in the old campy movies and TV shows? Modern Batman movies and shows are devoid of color and fun, which led me to discover the dark and campy Harley Quinn show.
Well, but you even said dark and campy, so I mean that can be a thing too. But I'd be lying if I said, like, when I saw the trailer for the Batman, though I did want to see Patterson as Batman, I was kind of like, oh, like this again? I mean, can't we do something a little different? But it happened to be really good. It had different kind of spin on it and everything. But I agree. I would like to see something a bit more colorful and imaginative. I'd love to see like an animated Batman movie and kind of see what they do with that, and not necessarily like how they do like Arkham Asylum in video game form, and like something that maybe would be a hint closer to something like a mix between Brave and the Bold and like the original animated series, like in CG or something. I think that'd be fun. But I'm kind of with you. I love to see a new, you know, or even Lego Batman. I thought that was kind of having fun with the comedy and the camp and stuff like that. So I'm with you. I love the dark stuff, but I would like to see, I'd like to see it lighten up a little bit.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Who is your favorite character from the Lilo and Stitch franchise besides the title character and characters and Lilo's sister?
Go through the. Oh, I mean, if we're going by franchise, probably the little hamster field. No shit, no. Ruben's pretty great too. Yeah, it's a toss up between Hamsterville and Ruben. They're both pretty fun.
Smash Ultra, thank you for the 100 bits. I actually fell in love with fiction itself because of the Cartoon Network bumpers. Crossovers are my most favorite of fiction.
Yeah, that's always. That's the fun thing about where they can experiment with. You know, you can put one of the Eds with Captain Planet, but where would you have a plot for that in a show? Like you wouldn't. So you can just kind of do it here, and you can just let them naturally talk. It doesn't have to be long either. You can just kind of let it play out, and when it's done, you cut to the next commercial or whatever. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of value in those tiny little experiments on TV back in the day. There was more experimenting back then on TV. Like I said, they're still experimenting now online and stuff, but yeah, I like that back then.
Stiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. I'm going to try to speak your language, and I'm going to try to do this the best I can, being sick. Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. I'm a motherfucking spider's frozen today. Taste the fucking rainbow's bubbles. The chart says this is stupid, stupid, stupid. Back credit card.
You did that well, man. I couldn't. I'm the guy that said all that. I couldn't do that well. No, nicely done. Nicely done. Because you got the inflections and the voices of all that too. I was just like, wow, that's nicely done. That was worth it just to hear you do all that. So well done.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. What is the most meh movie you've ever seen?
Man, the most meh. I mean, it's a good question, but I'm trying to think of just something that was so under. Maybe this. When I think of something that was so meh, it was almost insulting. I think of that remake of Charlie's Angels. That was just
Mm.
so devoid of personality. um, yeah, like I literally fell asleep during the movie, but I wasn't like angry at it either. It was just like, okay, this exists. Just do the thing. I guess you're there to see the angels do, and then they disappear. Like it was so nothing.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. If you were sent to an island for a week with a solar powered TV and a Blu ray player, which action movie, comedy, animated western, horror, thriller, and sci fi film would you take with you?
Oh,
One
jeez.
genre for each day of the week. I
Oh,
mean, I don't
Christ.
know if we can list off every single one of those.
Yeah, no, I'll say I'll nail it down to one way. Like, what one movie would I bring with me? And it's still my favorite movie, Brazil, because it has everything. It has comedy, it has satire, it has drama. It's scary, it's hilarious, it's light, it's heavy. It's got everything.
Dill Bomb, thank you for the 100 bits. Coke or Pepsi?
Coke, love
Coke.
Coke.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I watched RRR for the first time, and it is the greatest action movie of all time. I will fight you to the death on this. I never had so much fun with a motion picture in my entire life. Number one, what are your thoughts? Number two, please talk about the film in any way, no matter how tiny.
You know, I did a video, I think it's called like Marvel's Doing Great was the name of it. I was talking about how he felt like Marvel could, it kind of up their game in a time when a lot of people are saying they need to up their game. And I was saying make it like RRR. I agree. I've never seen a movie like that. Everyone was telling me to say, you've never seen a movie like this. And I'd see it at like the little trailers. I'm like, okay, this looks like fun, whatever. But what's the giant epic thing that everybody's talking about? And yeah, it really is like a live action anime down to the drama is over the top, but it's and cartoony, but it's still very dramatic. And the same thing with the musical moments and stuff like that. I don't know. I feel like I agree. We need more movies like that. Everyone's always looking for what's the next big thing, and I'm kind of thinking like something like that. Like, and there is CG in it, but it's still like an epic size and moving all these people around these action sequences. It was like one of the most amazing things, one of the most unique things as well that I've seen in a while.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for that 35-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate it. Hey guys, can I ask you a question? Yes, when you do a resubscription, you can ask a question there. Fifth guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Let's have some Disney questions. This will be fun. Looking back at the movies Walt Disney had a hand in making, what is one moment in a Walt Disney animated movie you deem too racist and hard to watch?
I'll say this: when I first saw, I mean, not first saw, but when people were asking me, "What are your thoughts on like the crows from Dumbo and stuff like that?" They didn't bother me because I thought A, they had real class and style, and B, they were the ones that like gave him the inspiration to fly and stuff like that. I did not know the name of the main crow, which I don't know if I can say here, but you can guess what it is. And B, that apparently the voice of Jiminy Cricket voiced him. That I just go no with that really bad. The only other one they cut. This was so bad they didn't even like attempt to put in any of the re-releases, even back in the 80s and stuff. If you look at the original cut of Fantasia, the centaur scene, it's not the one you're thinking of, where the king comes out and there's these two black centaurs that like they're fine. There's an alternate one where it's like they got like the blackface on some of these centaurs, like polishing the hoofs and stuff, and it is like the most uncomfortable thing I think I've ever seen from Disney, and that's saying a lot if you know Disney's history. So it's one of the few times where I'm like, I can see why they cut that out, where they don't just have a disclaimer. I'm like, that's a good edit. I can stand by that one.
Patsy, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, I was wondering, have you considered checking out the Halo games? They're first-person shooters, so maybe a little different from what you're used to, but the world building is so good.
I used to do a lot of first-person shooters when I was younger. I haven't. Well, I guess I did BioShock, but I haven't done them in a while. But I'd be down for that. I also hear the newer Doom games are really, really cool and fun. So maybe, if anything else, just to hear that amazing music, I hear it's pretty good.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 100 bits. Seems like Avatar The Way of Water is coming to everything but DVD. Speaking of Avatar, I just saw a great film essay done on it by The Closer Look. Basically talks about how Avatar is lazy propaganda.
I mean, I don't even need to watch the video. I just agree. I just totally agree. But not lazy in terms of the technology. That is always something where I'm like, the technology really is next level, and I do want to give it credit for that. Everything else I hate.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. You should give Death to Smoochie another chance. It's one of my favorite movies, and I really love its dark/absurdist humor.
No, I did. I when I did that Danny DeVito career dive, I did watch it, and I did like it. It's hard for me to say it's good, but it was so odd and so deranged and so dark and just so questionable in its choices, just in how something is shot or edited. I was pretty fascinated by it. So yeah, I did enjoy watching it.
Frameiser, thank you for the 100 bits. Love the new NC episode. Great gift since today is my birthday, but I would also like a birthday greeting from Chester and Doe.
Oh, well, happy birthday to you, however old you are. I am a man my age, and I'm sure Doe, especially after getting over her sickness, has a wonderful song to sing for you, don't you, honey bun?
I do not. I just. I didn't expect you to laugh so much. I just wanted to say, Birthday!
Couldn't have said better myself.
Yeah!
Sorry, that just really made me like they always say, never say no in improv. You just said nope. Only people who understand the rules can break it.
Right. I tried. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. I'm not sure if I asked this last week, but just in case, who is your favorite Alice in Wonderland character? I've personally always loved the March Hare.
I was gonna say it's rough because are we going by just the book? Or are we going by one of the movies or something? Either way, I think it's always the Cheshire Cat. Like he's just the god of chaos, it feels like. And he's always kind of represented that way. Sometimes he helps, sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he's all-knowing, sometimes he knows nothing, and you don't know if he knows nothing or not. A close second is probably Mad Hatter, so kind of up your alley, what you were saying before. But yeah, it's probably the Cheshire Cat.
Smash Ultra, thank you for the 100 bits. There's this webcomic artist named Vincent No from Snafu Comics who creates a web comic called Powerpuff Girls Doujinshi. Really want you to watch that. And
okay.
It's Vincent NGO. I'm not positive how to say that. I apologize.
Vincent NGO. Well, his face comes up, but none of the work. But the Snafu Comics does, and it looks very cool. I will try to check that out. Very cool style. Yeah, looks awesome.
Aiko Whale, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, in terms of shows that you like, are you more into Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon?
I mean, I have to remind myself what airs on what, too. I mean, I guess I grew up with Nickelodeon. Like Cartoon Network came a lot later for me, so I have the nostalgia for it. But in terms of like what shows are probably better, probably Cartoon Network. But it's rough because I feel like they wouldn't have gotten there without the shows of Nickelodeon. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll say Cartoon Network, but it's pretty damn close.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the most recent Bob's Burgers?
I didn't see it. I didn't get a chance yet. We're catching up on like Succession and a few other shows and movies and stuff like that. So I haven't got around to it yet.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the character Millie in Hell of a Boss?
Millie's the she's the southerner, right? Hold on, oh no. Millie is the dude. Hold on, hell. I see. It's always one of those things where it's like, when I see them, I recognize them. Yeah, okay, yeah, no, there's the southerner. Yeah, no, she's fun. I always, it's weird. I always kind of have, we always talk about like, why not get this type of character, this character with this background and stuff like that. And there's something I always like when a character is like a southern character in there. I don't know. There's always like a very distinct attitude in there. It's always kind of nice to hear in the accent and stuff. Like, and there's different kinds of Southern too, and different kinds of accents and stuff. So yeah, I'm always gonna have a soft spot for characters like that.
Fifth Guy, thank you for the 195 bits. When it comes to Disney's foray into live action films, the most talked about ones are the animated remakes. What were some of your favorite classic original live action Disney films that deserve to be animated? Just a little fun thought experiment.
Oh, like to switch it around.
Mhm.
Man, yeah, I don't know. Because I'm trying to think of ones that had like books that you could maybe redo, like redo the story of. Uh, I don't know if this counts because they kind of did it, but I wouldn't mind seeing Treasure Island as Treasure Island. You know what I mean? That like not Treasure Planet. Like I get the love for Treasure Planet. You know, it's hard to say it's like bad or anything necessarily. I just couldn't get into the style, but I would like to see an animated version where they literally like they're on the water, they're on one planet,
Yeah.
kind of thing, and just kind of do more of like what the original story was. But I know why they did that sci-fi thing. They were experimenting. They're trying something different. I get it.
Porcupines Our God, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you think one of the reasons we are getting to the point where there are finally good video game movies now is enough time has passed that people making the movies grew up with the games?
Yes, honestly, they grew up with the games and they grew up with the technology to make them come to life. They know what's fun about the game. They know what's endearing about them. They know they can translate much easier now than back in the days when they were first popping up. What is enjoyable about them? Like, I mean, I know we look at the '93 Mario movie and be like, what were they thinking and stuff? But even if they had, a good script to make it and stuff like that, I still don't know if you could really bring that source material to the big screen, unless you did like hand drawn, which you could do. But you kind of know what I mean in terms of representing that source material. I feel like there's much more tools and much more acceptance of it now, and much more hunger for it now too. So yeah, and people growing up now with like anime and shows on like Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon that like have this incredible experimentation and animation. So I feel like they can really mess with all of it. They can combine all of that into something that really means a lot to them that they grew up with.
Tappet, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, one thing I hope you do like from Mermaid Remake is the music. The soundtrack from what I've listened to sounds awesome, and has anyone on the crew played Zelda Tears of the Kingdom? Only Tamra so far.
And she's liking it, I think, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it sounds like most people are liking it. I did hear the a part of your world, which is one of those things where you're like, oh, thank God, at least that's good. At least there's something. At the very least, there's gonna be a good song and B, a good singer. I can't see her like screwing up the other
Yeah.
songs. So that's nice. At the very least, I know I'm gonna sit down in that theater and I'm gonna hear a nice version of that song. So that's encouraging it. At least we know there's one thing they'll get right. So I haven't heard anything else. And honestly, I'm cool waiting. I'll wait until the movie comes out to be surprised or horrified or both. Who knows?
Japeth, thank you for the 100 bits, and they are back with the troll questions. So
Okay.
you don't have to necessarily answer this because it's a weird question.
Okay.
Doug, we all understand different opinions and respect viewpoints, yada yada yada. But secretly, what is a film that does make your nuts itch? Just a tiny bit.
What does that mean?
I don't.
I've yet to discover it. When I do, I'll let you know.
Fifth Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. From one simp to another, I look at Zoe Saldana the way you do at Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Oh, fair. We're all gonna have our kryptonite in human form.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the movie The Next 3 Days?
Don't think I've even heard of it. The next 3 days. Russell Crowe. Yeah, I've never heard of this movie. I'll try to check it out.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, would you make an NC for the Nickelodeon movie Barnyard?
I think people have asked for that before. Maybe because people seem to like the Jimmy Neutron one, so maybe I will. Yeah, I might check that out.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen The Quick and the Dead 1995? And if so, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, weirdly boring. I really thought I would get into that more because the Sam Raimi style and it's so over the top. And the style is cool. There's just not, and there's good actors too and everything. There's just not much to like the characters or the story. Like, I don't know. I thought I would really, really get into like the setup. It's a competition where people just draw, and that sounds really fascinating. But yeah, I don't know. Weirdly dull.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite movie of 2023 so far?
Man, see, I gotta look them up now. Uh,
It's been long enough.
I was gonna say has like Puss in Boots was in 2023, right? Yeah, no, that was 2022. Um, yeah, I'm just looking through all the ones that. Okay. And I missed some of the big ones like Creed 3 and stuff like that. So yeah, I am behind on some of these. Obviously, I like the Mario movie, but the favorite one, don't make me say the Mario movie. Come on. I'm like looking through all these. I'm like, come
Isn't
on.
Puss in Boots this year? You like?
No, it was the end of last year.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, like
just
it was
kidding.
on the cusp, but you know, it kept going. All right, for now, I'll just say the Mario movie. I don't think that's got to be it by the end of the year, but yeah, like I said, there's a lot of movies I need to catch up on.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the characters Moxie and his father Crimson in Hell of a Boss? Very curious to know your thoughts on them in particular after the latest episode.
Yeah, I like Moxie. I think I like the girlfriend more. She's a little bit more fun, but I think getting that backstory was pretty interesting with the father. Again, I always ask, how does a character in Hell die, though? Where do they go after that? They're in Hell. I always wonder that because there's a character that dies in that. But no, and that's what I like about animation too. The way they show that character dead is both like kind of funny but really sad too, the way it's revealed as something that can only be done in animation, like in a cartoon kind of way. So yeah, I did like that. I'm usually, even when they're done well, I'm not usually a fan of stories where it's just the parent's a dick, you know, kind of thing, and they're kind of irredeemable. But that one was pretty interesting. The color scheme was interesting too, with all the green too. So yeah, no, it was good. I like that episode.
Adam Grunther, oh, I just read that, sorry. Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, Doug and Heather. Doug, I love your new segment, Bumper to Bumper. I grew up with Cartoon Network, especially the Bumper City bumpers in the 2000s.
Yeah, I didn't know about that one. I was looking up just a history of the bumpers, and I saw that about the city. It was a cool idea. Again, I feel like if I was younger and I grew up with it, I would love that segment. I would feel like they're much more alive and living their day-to-day life. Like that was the stuff when I was a kid. I loved. See, that's why I loved like Roger Rabbit. I love the idea of like this toon town where all the cartoon characters go and live their lives and everything. So yeah, no, I thought that was very cool.
I know, guys, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you think you'll review the Schwarzenegger movies The Running Man, The Sixth Day, or Eraser?
I think I did 6 Day with somebody. I might have done a crossover with that. I can't remember. Eraser's cute. I don't think there's a ton of stuff to talk about. I'll probably do Running Man because it is technically based on a Stephen King story. So I don't know. Maybe that'll be like the next Stephen King review I do for Halloween.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, with Indiana Jones 5 almost here, maybe an NC compilation of the first 4 movies?
Uh, you know, there's too much to talk about. I've talked about the idea of doing an Indiana Jones month, maybe.
Mm.
And I might do it next month because I'm sure this new one will be on my mind. And I always kind of said, well, is there any point in talking about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull? Everybody's talked about it. I'm like, I feel like enough time's passed. Let's see if it's
The wound
aged.
has healed. Let's
Yeah,
rip it
it's
back
like,
open.
well, it was on. It's funny because it was on TV when I was in Ireland. They were playing it on TV, and I'm like, I don't think I've seen this since it came out. And I don't remember hating it, but I don't remember liking it. I just sort of left it on, and it wasn't even worth getting angry over. You know what I mean? Like Temple of Doom, I can remember, like, man, like there's stuff I really hate in that movie, but it also like went the distance. It had a bite, it had an edge to it. And the stuff that's bad in that movie just has no bite, has no edge, has no interest to it. So I think that's interesting to talk about. So like, yeah, maybe next year we'll do like an Indiana Jones month and work in the new movie into that too.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you ever watch the animated Justice League from the early 2000s? I'm rewatching for the first time in probably 15 years. I think it's great, and the intro is one of my favorite pieces of music of all time.
Hmm. Uh, just a little bit. I've only seen bits, and a lot of them I've just seen on YouTube. Like, Superman does blank, and it has like a million views. I'll just be like, oh, okay, well, I see Superman do blank, whatever. Um, yeah, I don't know. Every time I tried watching, it was good. It didn't hook me for some reason. A lot of people say it's some of like the DC animated best stuff. So I don't know. Maybe I gotta sit down and watch all of it someday.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you considered playing Telltale's Guardians of the Galaxy? It's honestly super underrated and even has the voice of Finn from Adventure Time as Star-Lord.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. Um, Maybe. I guess a lot of people didn't watch our Guardians playthrough before. So, I mean, it did okay, but it's like it wasn't gangbuster numbers or anything like that. So, I don't know. We'll see. I'm a little Guardians out. Played the game, watched the last movie and stuff. So maybe a little time pass.
I know, guys, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the character Luna from Hell of a Boss? In my opinion, she's my favorite character.
Is that the wolf? Let me see. Hello, boss. Uh, yeah, I like Luna. I like the design. It's funny because that hairstyle of the I know it's on a wolf too, but like I'm thinking when she's human too. The hairstyle of like one half shaved and the other half having like a full set of hair and stuff doesn't do much for me until the hair gets really long and really crazy because I love that contrast, just nothing over here and then just insanity for the hair on that side. So when I know they have her as a wolf with that too, but when she turns human, I always think that looks really cool because the hair just keeps going. It has that wolf kind of look to it. So yeah, and the character's fun. I like the episode where she kind of bonds with the who the hell was it? Daughter of another character or something. Then they like share a cigarette, looking out over L.A. and stuff. Like that's one of the scenes I remember most from there. I just really remember like the feeling of that moment. Like yeah, I feel like everybody's had a moment like that where they're just talking, sharing a cigarette, just looking out over something at night. So yeah, no, it's a good character.
Frameiser, thank you for the 100 bits. Who would you fan cast in a Legend of Zelda movie?
In the old, because I feel like everybody thinks of like, Heather, you even sighed like, well, I have my picks. Like,
Well, no,
like
I don't. I don't.
oh,
That's
you
why I
don't?
sighed
Oh,
like
okay.
that. I don't.
Back in the day when I used to think of, oh, how would I do a Zelda movie and stuff, and now he went, but like when he was younger, I thought DiCaprio would have been like a really good Link.
Ooh.
I think that would have been a good choice. And back then, I mean, she was probably a little. I think she might have still been the right age and stuff. And maybe like Drew Barrymore would have been a good Zelda back then. But again, that's late '90s Doug.
Yeah.
That's when I thought of it. So that's always kind of the acting I think of. Yeah, right now I don't know.
I've seen people say Timothy Chalamet for Link, which I can kind of see, but I don't know.
Would be like my first choice. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those where I'd have to see like who's even like if you were to say like name some young actors and young actresses right now, it's like it's tricky. Like I keep forgetting like who's the hot thing right now, who's in everything and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm not sure, but in the '90s that would have been my choice.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your 5 favorite Western movies?
God, do I? Well, no, I might have 5. Tombstone, Unforgiven, Good, Bad, and the Ugly. There's some other ones. God,
I mean, top 3 is probably good enough. Sorry.
Yeah, let's do top 3. Yeah.
Honest reviewer, thank you for the 100 bits. Sup, Doug and Heather. Hey, Doug, how are you enjoying Owl House, and what episode are you on?
I'm liking it a lot. I just got done with the one where they go into the cave to search for blood, the mining blood. I'm liking it a lot. I like how the story's evolving. I still think the villains are a little dull, but that could change. There's a lot of characters that started off dull and got pretty interesting pretty quick.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you guys heard that Dead by Daylight announced a new character? You'd love this character, Doug. I bet you even want to take his face off. We're getting more information in July, but Nicolas fucking Cage in Dead by Daylight. Can you imagine? It's official. They announced it. I retweeted it. Nicolas Cage in Dead by Daylight.
I just love
Not even as a character,
it's just
exactly. It's
Nicolas
just
Cage.
him. It is just Nicolas Cage. It's not Dracula Redfield. It's just Nicolas Cage. It is
Well,
unclear if he's a killer or a survivor. We're getting
oh,
more
he has
info
to be
in
a
July.
killer. Come on, he has to be. Oh my god, that's pretty damn exciting. Oh wait, hold on. Is the latest Survivor coming to Dead by Daylight? So, well, that's what this headline says, and maybe they're wrong about it. But
I don't remember the tweet specifying Survivor,
he'd
but
have to be a killer. Come on. I mean, like, you want to play him as a killer. I mean, just imagine him shouting, scratching at the door. Like, I mean, just imagine like his call when he gets closer. It's just like, ha, ha, hallelujah. That'd be amazing. Oh my god. Oh, even if he's a survivor, okay, cool. But it's like, oh, what a missed opportunity if he's not the killer.
Oi Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, did you check out the Winnie the Pooh episode Monkey See, Monkey Do Better yet? It's the one that has an allusion to suicide.
I did see that. I think after your recommendation, I'm assuming you made that recommendation before because somebody did. And I did remember once I watched it again, I was like, oh yeah, I do remember this. I see what you were saying about like the suicide, like kind of similar, but not really, especially in like a Winnie the Pooh kid short. But I do remember liking that episode, and it was kind of cool to see it again. I don't know if I could do much on a Dark Toons, even though there is stuff to talk about. But I don't think it's like a ton that could kind of fill up the running time of one. I don't have like a super passion for it, but it was cool seeing it again. I remember actually growing up with that episode, so it was really cool.
Porcupines Are God, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen Cyber 6? It's a beautifully animated dark 90s TMS show about a female clone superhero whose secret identity is a male teacher.
Okay, so I have never seen this whole show, but I've seen bits. As someone who did not know the plot of it, I was really like, what the hell is this show about? Because sometimes this person's a dude, sometimes it's a woman. Like, what is this about? And then there's like a little boy running around who's like the bad guy who's like, oh, he's screaming and everything. So I've only seen bits and pieces, and the animation was gorgeous. But thanks for clarifying that, because yeah, that was very confusing for me at the time, because that was like I think like late '90s when I saw there, early 2000s. So yeah, that was maybe I will check it out. I don't know where to check it out though. So because I love TMS, so I will try to check it out.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on New Girl?
The Zoe Deschanel.
I'm assuming that's the only New Girl I know. Who's that girl?
One of these, was it that or was it Mindy Project? I'm trying to remember. They had them on side by side, and I remember one I liked and one I didn't, and I can't remember which was which. And my wife watched both of them, and I could not. I think I liked Mindy Project. Or was it New Girl? Shit, I can't remember. And they had kind of a similar feel to them. I either like it or I don't. So take that for what it's worth.
I think New Girl's very hit or miss. When it hits, it's hilarious, and when it misses, it is just Zoe Deschanel being like, I'm so quirky and I do weird things because I'm Zoe Deschanel.
Yeah, that kind of sounds right.
But when it hits, it's hilarious.
I feel like I probably like Mindy Project more because I do remember more about it and not as much about New Girl. So I feel like I probably did give it a chance and just be like, this ain't for me. I don't remember hating either of them. And even Mindy Project could get a little obnoxious sometimes.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. With The Flash coming out and resetting the DCEU, are there any actors you'd like to still play their characters, like Margot Robbie and Jason Momoa, or are you a fan of a full recast?
I mean, if we're gonna do a recast, might as well do a recast. Might as well go all the way with it. But the one thing we were saying is how cool would it be if they snuck in Nick Cage as Superman just for a second? Like, even if they just had like the footage of him trying on the suit, the little camcorder thing, like just CG that into the movie, I'd just be like, I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied.
We're actually gonna have to pick the speed up just a little bit. We are solidly an hour behind.
Gotcha. Okay.
Kerbo, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, Doug. A few years ago, there was a cut song released on YouTube from the movie Lorax called Biggering. It was apparently too dark for the movie, and it's Pink Floyd inspired. Also, it's really good, and you need to listen to it as it might have saved the movie.
Well, let's not say things we can't take back, but that sounds a bit biggering. Okay. It's a bingering. Yeah, that's what I wrote. Original down. I mean, I'm curious. I'll check that out.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on Bill Burr?
Oh, I like Bill Burr. I like him because he's a comedian that will say stuff that can be seen as very controversial and stuff, but he'll say, look, I'm an asshole. I'm a comedian. I like when someone cheers too much at a show, and he'll say, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm just an asshole. I'm not a speaker. I'm not a blah blah. I think he knows he's just an asshole, and he really tries to get that across. I think he's also very, very funny, and the voice is hilarious. I love F is for Family. I think that's such a brilliant show. So yeah, no, I'm a big fan of his.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you ever lifted up Chaplin or Buster like Rafiki holding up Simba during Circle of Life?
Oh, well, literally in a review, I did that with Buster. But if you need a recreation, I'm Simba, I guess. Okay.
Smash Ultra, thank you for the 100 bits. 2000 was really my prime. I watched the Cartoon Network bumper over and over. It really helped me fill my imagination, really made me think that anything is possible. I started to become dull in late 10s and 20s because people just do boring stuff in movies and games, etc.
You know, it's so funny because maybe it is like when you grew up or whatever, because I associate kind of boring times with like the late 90s and early 2000s in terms of media. But again, it might have been stuff, because I was like a late teen at that point and going into college and stuff like that. So maybe there just wasn't much for me at that age, but like a younger generation, there was more for it, which I could actually see the more I'm thinking about it. So yeah, it's interesting that you said that. It's actually very interesting. And every time I yell at Disney for like, oh, the live action remakes and stuff like that, like I am watching Owl House and it's great, and they have all these great TV shows and stuff like that. So yeah, maybe there's still hope out there. We're just not seeing it. I know I said I was going to go faster, so I'll go faster.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite A24 movie?
Maybe Hereditary? That was pretty good.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite Illumination Studios movie?
I mean, I feel like it's got to be Mario Brothers, honestly.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. The Bumper City ones were an eye-opener for me. For me, at least, it was my equivalent of watching Roger Rabbit. Heck, my first time watching Roger Rabbit was on Cartoon Network. Lol.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, no, I like anything that does that. It really makes you feel like you can kind of live in this world with these characters.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on Finding Dory?
Oh, I like it. In some ways, I even like it more than Finding Nemo, but I don't know if I can say it's objectively better.
Haunted Joker, thank you for the 100 bits. Arnold Schwarzenegger subscribers, 1.35 million. Channel Awesome subscribers, 1.33 million. Overtake the Terminator.
I'm good. I'll let Arnold have it. He's worked pretty hard for that.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on Knights of the Zodiac?
Don't think I've seen that.
That sounds so familiar.
Knights of the Zodiac. Well, good, because I don't know what this is. It looks funky. Is it an anime or is it a live action?
I know the animated one.
Okay. Maybe they're doing a live action? I don't know. I mean, it looks cool, but I don't know anything about it. Sorry.
Yeah, I know the anime. Oyram, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, did you know the original Buzz Lightyear cartoon had a few banned episodes? 1 for drug references and 2 for terrorism. Sounds like some good subjects for dark tunes.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, because I haven't seen the whole show. I've only seen bits and pieces, but I liked it. Yeah, maybe I'll look into that.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. I've never seen Hell of a Boss, but I remember a couple of streams ago, you said you didn't get how the characters could die if they're already in hell. That reminded me of a joke in your Spawn review where Malcolm's devil character revealed that hell for hell is TMZ. Kind of surprising you didn't reference that.
Oh, I forgot I even made that joke. So thank you for reminding me. You remembered it so I don't have to.
Rapid Gamer, thank you for the 8-month subscription. Cheers to you, Doug.
Well, thank you. Very kind.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. I'm currently reading the Raven Cycle books. Have you read them? Thoughts?
I don't think so. It's not
I
even
have not.
Raven Cycle, not even bringing the. I mean, I see if it's one that maybe Rob has. Rob read these? He might be reading these. Like, no, maybe not. I don't think he is.
Queen Calificent, thank you for the 100 bits. Which host of Whose Line Is It Anyway do you like better, Drew Carey or Aisha Taylor?
Uh, I'll say Carrie because that's weird. She moves everything along faster, which I like. Carrie kind of slows everything down, but they make more jokes at Carrie, which I think is funny.
Hmm.
So I guess I'll say Drew Carey.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Are we ever going to get a Nostalgia Critic episode written solely by ChatGPT?
We've talked about it. I guess some people have said they've tried it and it just kind of turned out boring. So I don't know. I feel like we gotta look more into it, but it's a possibility.
Smash Ultra, thank you for the 150 bits. Have you heard of the House of Mouse? It's like the Cartoon Network bumpers, but as a cartoon show.
Yeah, no, I did Disney December on it. Look it up. I actually reviewed the show.
Rapid Gamer, thank you for the 100 bits. Enjoyed the Cartoon Network bumpers. Any chance of seeing you review Old Boomerang?
I didn't grow up with Boomerang. I didn't have it on our TV, and it's funny because I feel like I would have really enjoyed it too. So yeah, I missed that sadly.
Japeth, thank you for the 100 bits. I rewatched Spielberg's Hook this week, and I just wanna so that was always one of my favorite nostalgia critics and 5-second videos you've ever done.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I have a soft spot for that movie. I like it.
Frameiser, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the Five Nights at Freddy's teaser?
I thought it looked good for all these spin-offs that have come out over the years. I thought it looked like it was gonna stand on its own. And I always forget that actor's name, but I like him. He's from Hunger Games. Um, he's the boy from Bridge of Terabithia and stuff like that. But it's cool seeing him again. I think he's a good actor. I think he'll be a good lead in that.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Loki season 2 trailer just dropped. Ooh, I haven't seen it yet.
Ooh.
I'm too curious how Loki and Mobius will defeat this version of Kang, and will Sylvie do something with the timeline while universes are going wild?
Oh yeah, I gotta check that out. I'm very excited for that. That was one of my favorite things to come out of. I was gonna say season 4, but that's not it. Phase 4. So yeah, I'm very excited for that.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on The Wrap, spoiling the mid-credit scene to Fast X? I know you're not that invested in the franchise, but they legitimately posted a spoiler and called it an exclusive, which pissed me and a lot of people off.
The what? I'm sorry.
The Wrap, I'm assuming it's a website. The Wrap spoiled a mid-credit scene in the Fast 10. Fast
Oh,
X. Fast 10.
I yes, it is a website. Okay, I am not even aware this existed until you said that. So I guess I have no opinion.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts/NC for the Kingsman movies.
I only saw the first one, and I did like it. But I wasn't passionate about it to talk about it. I heard the other ones aren't that good, but I don't know. Maybe I'll try to at least see the other ones.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. From what you remember, what are your thoughts on the villain Toffee in Star versus the Forces of Evil?
Toffee's the guy in the suit, right? Let me see. Hold on. Star Toffee. Hopefully I'm spelling it right. Probably not. Yeah, I really want more done with him. I thought he was a good kind of upcoming foil. What's he up to? And then they just kind of got rid of him. I thought that was very disappointing.
Strider for Life, thank you for the 100 bits. I really can't think of anything scarier than a villain that winks at you and says, "See you soon," after he's been killed. Then there's that huge statue of him in the end.
Boy, I'm trying to
I'm not sure if
remember what that
know
is.
which villain that is.
But it does sound scary.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you ever tried Insomnia cookies?
Insomnia cookies?
Yeah, they're like cookie delivery services that or cookies that you can get delivered at 3 o'clock in the morning. Isn't it like for drunk people?
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no. I went to this in
Reverse.
Philadelphia. Yes.
Never mind.
It was wonderful. Oh, I loved it. They were very, very good.
They're just a cookie company or what?
Yeah, but they're open all night. It's same idea. They just
all
maybe
night.
They do
Okay.
deliver now, but yes, it is a store that's open all night. Yeah,
that's what I was like. I remember it being something that's open all night, so that people would stumble to after the bars.
And it was great because it's in between the two most packed Philly cheesesteak places. They're both on fire and light, and there's just
Delicious.
that cookie shop in the middle. Brilliant idea.
Optinate, thank you for the 100 bits. Can you do a review of always watching a Marble Hornets? What? Can you do a review of always watching a Marble Hornet story?
I have never heard of that. I will try to check it out.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. So, quick question, Doug. What's next week's review? Will it be Disney's Little Mermaid? Also, yes to more bumper to bumper segments. I would totally love for you to do more of those segments.
Cool. I gave a big hint earlier that a certain animator is joining us for the review, so that should kind of answer that.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 100 bits. What would you say is your favorite Gumball and Hell of a Boss quotes? Or episodes. I'm sorry, episodes.
Uh, I like the one where in Gumball where they have a stalker. I think it's like the ice cream cone. It was so bizarre. And Hell of a Boss. I think I like the one where they go to LA and you kind of see them all as like kind of human and stuff like that. They're chasing after the daughter. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. I was rewatching the 60s Mary Poppins and I can't help but think about how the author got backstabbed by Disney. And it got me thinking about many writers in the same boat, like Stephen King and Bill Finger. It would be an interesting video for you to talk about because it happens a lot.
It happens a great deal.
A ton.
Honestly, it's just kind of expect. I wonder why they have a strike going on. But yeah, it happens a great. It's honestly just kind of expected. The rarity is that you get exactly what was written. But with that said, like the guy who wrote Congo had it in his contract where they literally could not change a word of what he wrote. And y'all know how great that turned out. So, it is a collaboration. It is a collaborative effort. But yes, it is a shame when a movie does not get the original intent of what the writer wanted, and maybe it was better. But sometimes they do change things around, and it is for the better too. So it's a give and take.
Dan Evil Robot, thank you for that 7-month subscription. Welcome back. And they just say, hello, everyone.
Hello.
Queen Calypson, thank you for the 100 bits. I asked ChatGPT to write a nostalgia critic. My favorite line in the last line, nostalgia critic. Harry, Hermione, your journey through Hogwarts has inspired millions. The magic of nostalgia keeps us longing for more adventures.
Oh, that's beautifully bland. I love it.
Rapid Gamer, thank you for the 100 bits. Love to see Nostalgia Critic review The Rock's actual debut film, The Scorpion King.
I might. I guess I did the other Mummy movies. It might make sense. That's another one I can't remember being dull until the end. It has one great. The finishing move at the end is really funny.
Blake the Nothing, thank you for the 25-month subscription. Welcome back. Evening, y'all. I can't think of a question. Well, hey. Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, how would you evaluate Bob and Linda's relationship in Bob's Burgers?
I mean, honestly, it seems very healthy. Weird. I mean, they're weird, but I like I always say, weird doesn't always mean bad. It doesn't mean bad. I don't know. They're odd, but they really seem to love each other and care for each other. Yeah, no, I think it's a good couple.
Japeth, thank you for the 100 bits. Last weekend, I went to Indianapolis Comic-Con and got an autograph from both John Glover and Paul Williams, voices of the Riddler and the Penguin, respectively.
Yeah, no, we've seen John Glover a couple times. He's a nut in the best way. He is so much fun.
Optinate, thank you for the 100 bits. Markiplier versus Doug, who wins in a fight?
Oh, Markiplier. For anything, just the bass of his voice would just knock me on my ass, man. I wouldn't be able to get up. He'd just be like, hi. I'd just be like, paw!
Rancy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, are you excited that all of the Indiana Jones movies are coming to Disney Plus at the end of the month? And will we see a Disney-cember on any of them?
I have to see about the new one. I'm liking more and more the idea of doing an Indiana Jones month for Nostalgia Critic, because I feel like the newer movie is probably going to still be on my mind. I think I'm ready to talk about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. It's time.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. So they apparently just announced that the Pink Panther cartoon will be made into a live-action movie with Eddie Murphy as the title character. What are your thoughts on this?
So my first thought is, I see him almost like in the Gumby outfit where it's just a Pink Panther and just his face sticking through. But I'm like, no, they're probably going to CG him and have everything else be live action. It doesn't sound like that great idea, but I've been wrong before. We'll see.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. My brother got finished beating Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Admittedly, the lore didn't interest me because I feel the devs treat it expendedly, by which I mean past elements return, but for an arbitrary reason. However, I posed a fascinating question to my brother. What if the Forgotten Land was where Kirby was born slash created?
Uh, I played the original Kirby on Nintendo maybe 25 years ago, and he looked like a little marshmallow and ate people, and it was fun. That's the extent of what I know about Kirby.
Oi Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, if you talk to Bluth again, could you ask him what he thinks of anime, especially Ghibli? I know he had interesting opinions on Frozen and Inside Out. I also know Ralph Bakshi didn't mind anime.
My guess would be he would like it. Just what I know about him, but yeah, I don't know. He never has talked about it. I just got done reading his biography too, and he never brought that up. Yeah, I don't know. He is one of those people I like. I helped him out with the thing. He gave me that wonderful picture. I'm so thank you for wonderful, kind words to me. After the thing, I mean, just a really kind guy. I just gotta leave him alone. After that, it's like I got my heart's already so full from that. It's like I'll just leave him be. If he needs me for anything, I'll let him come to me.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. If you would make a She Hulk fanscription, what would you add and take out to improve the show in some aspects?
I'd have to read the comic because I don't know much about the comic. That's what I would have to see because in my opinion, it either has to be just pure zaniness like Harvey Birdman, or you really should care about the character like in Mrs. Maisel to me. And I would have there be much more of a relatable struggle in there. Or just go for pure. If it's pure jokes, I mean that's pretty easy. You just go for the jokes. But yeah, that's my take. I know lots of people that say it's fine, leave it alone, and it's like fair enough. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff in it. So yeah, I don't know because I don't know the comic that I didn't know she was like the first fourth wall breaker either. Like in Marvel Comics. So yeah, I'm not sure. I'd have to go to the source material. I feel like.
Rapid Gamer, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen the trailer for a haunting in Venice? And if so, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, man, I didn't even know that was one of the what was his name, Cousteau mysteries. Like it kind of looks like a horror film, and I was just like, oh, I was pretty surprised when I saw Kenneth Branagh with that silly mustache in there. So yeah, I still have to see the second one, The Death on the Nile. I gotta check that out. And yeah, I don't know. Looks like a cool change of pace, but maybe that's probably always been a book and I never read it. So yeah, looks cool.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. I'm not sure if this has been asked, but has Rob seen Guardians Volume 3 yet? And if so, what is his opinion mostly the same as yours?
He hasn't seen it yet. And I really want him to, because by God, I need to know if I'm crazy. I'm like the only a-hole who didn't like it.
KP Kruk, thank you for the 100 bits. Would you consider reviewing the movie Almost Heroes? It's Chris Farley's last film in which he stars with Matthew Perry as an odd pair of explorers racing the Lewis and Clark expedition to the Pacific.
I saw it when it came out. It didn't do much for me. It does have one scene I do quote often where everyone's throwing stuff at him saying how he should die, he's gonna get hanged, and they're yelling, he's yelling right back, and this lady just lets out this super long insult about how she wants him to die and rot in hell and have your insides get eaten, and everyone's quiet. He looks at me and just goes, sheesh, lady. I don't know why that just really got me. It's the only scene I remember.
Oi Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, how did Philo Barnhart react to the idea of him being a cannibal? Did he have questions, or was he immediately gung-ho like, meat, let's do it?
The latter, definitely. He said, oh my God, I love it. Isn't just a typical interview. I love doing something fun and goofy instead. After talking to him, I had a feeling he'd be down for that, and he just immediately jumped to it. So yeah, he played it great.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. I just finished Jedi Survivor and I enjoyed it, but I'm curious if you guys felt confused about the twists and turns it takes halfway through. No spoilers, but the ending felt tacked on last minute. I'm still nowhere near done.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're farther than me. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I haven't gotten a ton into the story yet. That's the only thing. But again, it's a game. It could take a while.
Alex loves musicals. Thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the movie Kubo and the Two Strings?
Oh, love it. Oh my God. That's always one of those when I think of the is it Leica, right? In those movies. I always kind of forget about it. I'm like, why? Because that's one of the best ones in there. I gotta watch it again because I always watch Paranoia. Maybe because this doesn't have a Halloween theme, so I forget about it. But I'm like, yeah, I really should watch it again because I remember it being so good.
Japeth, thank you for the 100 bits. Red versus Blue is certainly the bigger show, but my personal favorite Halo related YouTube show is a little underrated gem known as Arby and the Chief. Highly recommended.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't even heard of that one. I'll try to check it out.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the film Dog Day Afternoon? I just watched it recently, and boy, did that ending give me goosebumps.
I've never seen it. Is that the Bill Murray one? I don't think I've seen that one. I will try to check it out on that recommendation, though.
Japeth, thank you for the 100 bits. A Disney December request for the film Benji the Hunted, and you better shout boredom with Benji running.
Yeah, just play the Cisco Neighbor review. That'd be my review. I never saw it. I don't think anybody would get into it or tune into it. And no, it is not Dog Day After. That's not the Bill Murray one. It's the Al Pacino one. So just clarifying, I do know it is supposed to be a classic, so I should check that out.
Japeth, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite Ray Harryhausen film?
Man, I mean, the one I remember most is probably like Clash of the Titans. So I feel like it's got to be that. That just has like the imagery I remember most from it.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. A funny thought I want to share. I personally believe that your childhood isn't complete unless you see one of these three Don Bluth films: Land Before Time, which was my pick, Secret of Nim, or American Tail. I feel they fill a role that Disney or DreamWorks can't.
Um, I mean, I'd probably say Secret Nim because it does go harsher and meaner. It has a little bit more of an adult edge to it, which is not to say the others don't. But I think that does kind of separate it a little bit. Like if you said Disney did Land Before Time or American Tail, you'd believe it. I don't know how many people would believe Disney did Secret of Nim. You know what I mean? Like it really does go that adult and dark. So yeah, no, I'd agree.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. You know what I'm excited for that's coming in June? Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse and Kiki's Delivery Service as part of Studio Ghibli Fest.
Yeah, I gotta check that out. I never go to see those, and I should. I'm always, especially Kiki, I want to see on the big screen. I bet those flying scenes are so cool.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you ever seen the horror movie ATM?
So on ATM movie. No, I've never even heard of this before. I'll try to check it out.
Honest reviewer, thank you for the 100 bits. So, Doug, concerning Owl House, what are your thoughts of the setting of the boiling isles being set upon the corpse of a decaying titan?
Oh, I love that. I love fantasies where like a location is in the body of, or the skeleton of, or the heart. I love all that. I think that's really, really cool. I like when they go into the bad guys' throne room and there's like that big heart there. That's just like so cool.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Are you drinking Donkey's wife, Heather? Lol, just kidding. That Disney nerd will never let that go. DCL Coda, thank you for the 100 bits. So with the Paramount Plus Mountain of Entertainment ad campaign, the one with all the Paramount characters climbing the mountain count as bumpers or commercials? Either way, I'd love to hear you talk about them.
I didn't know there was more than one, honestly. I thought it was just, I saw one during Super Bowl, I think. I'll try to look them up. I think they're more commercials. Anything for streaming now, I think is probably just commercials.
Virtuous Sinner, thank you for the 100 bits. This is a silly idea, but what do you think about doing a video about the Monster High movie? The doll brand was very popular and influential on us goths back in the day, and I think that the mixed reaction of this modern live action movie could be interesting, but it's up to you.
I will say, I know what it is. I don't even know what you call it. A niece in-law. It's like my brother's wife's niece, whatever that is, would play with them. I did think that was cool. It's like Barbie, but it's like Frankenstein and vampire. It's actually kind of Tim Burton-y, so I thought that was pretty cool. But I think it's past my time. I don't know anything about it. I don't know if it has that much of a story that'll like suck me in, but I did like the design of them.
Rand C Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. So, Doug, I have another Disney December recommendation. It is a Fox Studio movie that released in 2021. It is called The Last Duel. It is directed by Ridley Scott and stars Matt Damon and Ben Affleck.
I hear it's good. I do want to see it. I don't know if I'll do a Disney December on it, but I did hear everybody say it's quite good.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the 1996 film Fear?
That's the Mark Wahlberg one, right? Everyone said, and I knew they were right. And when I saw it, they're totally right. The movie's but Wahlberg's great. Like he is just so creepy in it. Yeah, so it's worth it just for him.
Patsy, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen Batman Under the Red Hood? It's personally my favorite Batman movie, and it's not for the mystery, but the drama.
I gotta see it again
I
because
love Under the Red
that's what
Hood.
everybody says, and I remember liking it. I remember it being good, but I don't know. I must have just been in the wrong mood, or maybe I was doing something else while watching it because everyone just says like hands down it's the best. So I gotta check it out again.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, which cartoon character do you believe you can impersonate the best? And on the opposite end, which animated character do you believe you can impersonate the worst?
The worst? Probably Donald Duck. I can't do that voice. You've heard me on my Kingdom Hearts streams trying. It sounds like Gollum or something like, or no, or Doofenshmirtz, Perry the Platypus. Like, yeah, that's what it sounds like. Best? I don't know. Oh, maybe Stitch. Like, I can do that okay. Goofy, I can do okay. Oh gosh, like people like that. I can do Mickey okay. I'm sure there's a few others, but those are the biggies.
Optinate, thank you for that subscription. Welcome. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Queen Calificent, thank you for the 100 bits. Whether you love or hate the new Indiana Jones, you gotta admit it was brilliant symbolism having the Indiana Jones theme be slow and lifeless to match how slow and old Harrison Ford is.
Harsh, I think. I mean, we'll see. It doesn't look like anything that great. I really, because that's a good director and everything. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's good.
Queen Calificent, thank you for the 100 bits. Fire Doug and make Heather the new Nostalgia Critic. Hashtag Nostalgia Critic gone woke. I will pay you your fee for that question in a little bit. No, I'm just kidding. Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you guys have a favorite crime/detective show? My siblings are super into Columbo. That cross-eyed gumshoe was a hoot and a half.
Columbo's pretty great. Man, fair crime. I'm sure I do, but like, does Succession count? It's kind of crime. Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think of. I guess like fucking Better Call Saul. That'd be it for me.
JPET, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, what was the most satisfying video you've ever made? Satisfying in the sense that it's a movie you hated with a fiery passion and you finally got to rip into it without mercy.
Probably the remake of The Haunting. I really love the original, and I thought that movie was such a slap in the face, and it felt so good when Haunting a Hill House came out and really kind of like reinvented it, but understood the themes and ideas of it for the most part until that shitty ending. But yeah, for the most part, they really, really got it down.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Which trilogy do you prefer? Original Star Wars or Lord of the Rings trilogy? For me, it's Star Wars. I like Lord of the Rings, but they're a little too long for me.
That's fair. I'll say Lord of the Rings. The world feels a little bit more real to me. Though I do have issues with both. I don't think either are perfect, but yeah, I guess in terms of like, man, which one could I see myself living in and exploring? It's probably Lord of the Rings.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Heather, I don't know if you and Walter have seen it yet, but DC Comics have put out a commercial promoting their new line of comics the coming year. It's something fans been wanting the comic industry to do for years. I haven't seen that, but I feel like they've done that before. I could be wrong, but I feel like especially on the animated like DVDs, sometimes they have some of those like, coming next year to the DC universe, and it's like comic stuff.
I feel like I've heard that before too. Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. Gets people hyped.
Yeah.
Rapid Gamer, thank you for the 100 bits. Yo, Doug, what are your thoughts on the film Nightmare Alley?
Oh, I love it. Holy shit. That's my favorite Guillermo del Toro movie. But I will say this, I did not see the original. I didn't even know it was a remake. Because Rob saw it. He's like, yeah, it's good, but it is pretty much what the original was. I'm like, oh, I never even saw it. So that might play a part in your enjoyment.
Optinate, thank you for the 100 bits. NC video idea, always watching. Oh, I think maybe they just didn't realize the first one went through. It's the NC for always watching a Marble Hornet story.
Gotcha.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the Psycho sequels? I'm a big fan of the original. Are the sequels worth a watch?
I saw one of them. Which one was it? Was it 2 or 3? One of them was not bad. I think it was 2. Like it wasn't great, but it was good and suspenseful. I don't think I saw any of the others. But I should, because actually I am like, I think that's like my wife's favorite movie is Psycho, so it would make sense to see all the sequels.
Rand C Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. So, Doug, you said that Carter was on your list, or Crater. Why do I keep doing that? Crater was on your list for this Disney December. Is the Fox Studio movie I mentioned, The Princess, on that list as well?
uh, if it is, it's kind of low on the list only because like you're the only one that asked for it. But I'm interested in checking it out. But it's also a little old. It's like last year, so it's on there. But it's more of a if room opens up movie. You know what I mean?
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Who's funnier in your opinion, Bob Hope or Bing Crosby?
Man, funnier? I mean, I feel like Bob Hope. Yeah, I feel like he just did more. I mean, I know they teamed them up together in the road movies and stuff like that, but yeah, Bing was more like, I'll just be here and be cool. I'll be the cool guy. You know, he was like the Dean Martin, you know what I mean, of the group. So yeah, I feel like I'd have to say Bob Hope.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Which NC couple is more hashtag couple goals? Chester and Doe or Hyper Fangirl and Devil Boner?
Uh, I don't know. I don't know. I'll say that they're both lovely in their own way.
Strider for Life, thank you for the 100 bits. Speaking of first person shooters, I think you'd like Borderlands. The dialogue and scenes in those games is comedy gold.
I hear that, and anytime I hear a clip in something that I don't recognize, it's usually from Borderlands, and it always sounds really funny, and I'm like, I gotta check this out. This sounds good.
Japeth, thank you for the 100 bits. I don't think you reviewed it back when it came out, so give us your full, juicy, unhinged take on Don't Look Up.
I didn't like it. It's
Neither
exactly
did I.
it's exactly what I thought it would be. The only thing I thought was pretty funny is they thought DiCaprio was going to be the one that was going to throw everything off because he was so awkward, and it was the other way around. It was Jennifer Lawrence. I thought that was very funny, and they follow through the whole time. He becomes the celebrity, and she becomes like the meme, the outcast. I thought that was very funny. Everything else, even the editing, I can't believe that was up for best editing. How obnoxious was that editing? I didn't even finish it. I think I just watched a YouTube video of what happened at the end, and that was it. I couldn't even get through it.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, Heather, is there a distinct animation style you'd love to see yourself animated in? Maybe Archer, Daria, or even Clone High?
A Clone High would be interesting because I like what they do with like shapes where they'll just flatten somebody's head or have like an eye out here kind of thing. Like that'd be fun because I could see like how I would look in Daria. You know, I kind of look like everyone else, but like Clone High, that'd be interesting.
Alex Loves Musicals, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, I'm curious to know if you finished the Anastasia musical. If so, what are your thoughts? I think this show is geared for teens. I've seen bootlegs for the same cast where their acting was toned down a lot.
No, and thanks for reminding me because I think I actually keep forgetting to finish it, and I think I might have some time this weekend, so I will check that out.
Captain John, thank you for the 100 bits. So what did you think of that Five Nights at Freddy's trailer? Also, have you checked out any analog horror series yet?
What is analog horror? Is that like something like Five Nights at Freddy's?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, I don't know on the second one. I thought the teaser looked good, and it gave more than I thought I would get in a teaser, which I like. I forget the guy's name, but I think that actor, I think he'll be a good main character. He'll be a good lead. Yeah, I don't know. For it looks good. I'm excited for it.
KP Kruk, thank you for the 100 bits. Are there any Russell Crowe movies you actually like or find tolerable? And speaking of him, you should review the film Noah with Crowe as the titular character. That would be a film you should do a crossover with the YouTuber Upon Fryer review.
Okay. I have not seen Noah. I did hear it's weird, like it's out there. And what Russell Crowe movie do I like? I feel like after Master and Commander, he got pretty good, and that's probably my favorite movie of his. It's a really good movie, and he is just, in my opinion, almost like unrecognizable because he has like such charm and charisma and personality, where he's usually kind of a sourpuss in a lot of his movies. So yeah, I love him in that film.
Copper, thank you for the 100 bits. Looking at Final Fantasy Spirits Within, I'm thinking if they waited till 2008, it could have been a good Mass Effect movie.
Maybe. I never played Mass Effect, so I don't know.
Japeth, thank you for the 100 bits. How's Barry treating you so far? Talk about a show that took Bill Hader from Funny Guy and SNL and Seth Rogen comedies to he needs to write and direct a movie tomorrow.
You know, It's funny you said that because I do like it. It's a good show. The only problem I have, I don't buy him as an assassin at all. I totally think he would be
Interesting.
I totally see him as one of the actors in that class. I think he would be much more convincing. Not to say he's awful, but I feel like that's a role for like I don't know, like a Channing Tatum or a John Cena or a Bruce Willis, someone like you could easily see as not fitting into that class, but easily would be an assassin. Which is not to say he's bad. Especially the scene where he kind of breaks down, saying this certain scene without giving away too much. I thought that was very effective. But yeah, I don't. That's the one thing I don't buy.
Well, I think that's kind of the point, though. I mean, I don't want to belabor the point too much, but I feel like that's kind of the point. You wouldn't assume he's an assassin.
Yeah, but when you see him as the assassin, I still don't buy it. I mean,
Okay.
that is a very fair point, what you just said. But yeah, I don't know. Something about it, I just don't, it's not convincing to me. But yeah, that might be my hot take. I mean, but he is the show, right? He's like
Yeah.
the creator, the writer, the producer. So it's like, and I get it. That's the one thing. It's not super distracting, but I don't quite believe it.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Who wins for worst singer? Emma Watson as Belle or Russell Crowe as Javert?
Oh, Russell Crowe. His Watson's bad. Crowe's hilarious. Even when you said that, you had to say it that way. Chabert. I mean, how can you not?
Japeth, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay, Doug, I have to know if you knew this or not. I meant with that nuts itch question, as in, what's a film that drives you up a wall? Sorry for the wording. I honestly didn't think you'd take it the nuts itch part literally.
It's just not a term I heard. I'm a boomer, man. I don't know these terms. But okay, just something that drives me up a wall. I mean, like, there's plenty. The worst movie I still say I've ever seen is Garbage Pail Kids. That's just an awful, terrible, ugly, despicable movie. Just terrible. In terms of one, just in terms of tropes that get under my skin, stuff like in the Avatar movies, those cliches, I just don't like. And I know there's others, but like, yeah, I guess those are the two that's just top of my head right now.
Rancy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I have a question. Are you doing a Disney December on Blue Sky Studios movie Epic this year? And the movie is called Epic.
I try to remember if it's on the list. If it's not this year, it's next year. I know I have like some of the other Ice Age movies. I know I got like Rio 2 on there as well. It might be on there. I'll double check.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. If you had to choose which Spider-Man movie had the least convincing high school cast, Spider-Man 2002 or The Amazing Spider-Man?
I'd have to see Amazing Spider-Man again. I do really remember in the 2002 one. Something about Flash, the bully. I'm just like, nah, man. You're going to enter like WrestleMania or something. You're not a teen.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. As time passes, I find myself laughing harder at the scene in Monty Python and the Holy Grail where the knights arrive at Camelot but instantly turn tail just because they sing a lot. Like Camelot could have been a big help on their crusade, but they're too petty to stomach the singing.
Yeah, I like comedies where it looks like they're gonna have a story and then they just abandon it, but that's part of the joke. I'm reviewing yeah, I don't care if I say. I'm reviewing Dudley Do right now, and I never saw it before, and it's not good. But I really love how half the movie is almost them just trying to search for a story and then abandoning it. Like they're half the time it's just them arguing what role there's about. I'm supposed to be the bad guy. You're supposed to be the guy. Well, he's the bad guy. I don't want to be the bad guy. Like that stuff's fun to me.
Rapid Gamer, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, have you seen Murder Drones yet? And if so, what are your thoughts and who is your favorite character?
Not yet. I do have it saved to check out, but I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
JPit, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I watched Spielberg's AI not too long ago, and I have to say I disagree with your assessment on the film, particularly the ending. I don't personally consider it a forced happy ending because it firmly establishes that it's a temporary solution, and God only knows what became of David afterwards.
Yeah, they say that, but they don't film it in that way. They film it like it's a happy ending and that's what it wants to leave you with. And I feel like sort of that more bittersweet, uncomfortable ending would have been better if he was just at the bottom of the ocean. But that's my take. And if you really like it, if you really enjoy it, fair enough. Let it, let it still give those feelings to you.
Hyperdevil Fangirl Boner, thank you for the 100 bits. I was told today I have horrible taste in movies, simply because I admitted to liking Puss in Boots 2 more than Avatar 2. The person said Puss in Boots is some silly kids film, but Avatar 2 is groundbreaker with an important message. I feel like you are actually in the majority, Hyperdevil Fangirl.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, even people that like the second Avatar, they're like, but it's dumb. They like it because it's very impressive to look at. It's very pretty and everything. I don't know how many people really get by the story of the message. I feel like a lot more people get by. I mean, God, just look at like the video essays on Puss in Boots too, man. They're like all over the
I
place.
finally saw it this weekend because Lucas and I were sick. It was so good.
Isn't it so good? It's so fucking good.
Covered, thank you for the 100 bits. I think some issues with the internet is it makes people sometimes too overly sensitive. Since people can be a little bit douchey, which, let's be honest, I think majority of people have it in them without them being bad people, but there is a level to how much that is needed. Like, don't be Steven Seagal level of it. But in real life, you would just say sorry next day, but on the internet, it's easier to refrain more, so it creates a very isolated issue, I think.
It's that ambiguity. You're not looking at the person. As somebody brought up a good point, said it's kind of like driving, where if you bump into someone, oh, sorry, it's okay. But if you almost get in a crash, motherfucker, God, I almost hit you. But how often do both happen? They happen probably about the same amount, but you can see the person, there's a human being there instead of just like, this filter in front of you. It's a balance. I mean, like, we don't want to lose our sensitivity, but we don't want to rule us either. Just do your best. Being online is great. It's changed my life. It's given me a job, but it's important to go outside, talk with people, have a good support group, friends, family, all that stuff. So yeah, just the stuff that's usually right feels right, it feels healthy. The healthy stuff usually is healthy.
Cameron, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you think Owl House would be a fun world for Kingdom Hearts 4?
Oh yeah. I'd be curious to see how they would do that in 3D as well, because not that it's impossible, but it really seems to thrive in that 2D realm. So yeah, I'd like to see how they would do that.
Chad, I always hate to do this, but I'm going to pump the limit up to 500 bits because we are still 45 minutes behind.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Holy shit.
J-Bith, thank you for the 100 bits. Ever seen a movie called The Edge starring Anthony Hopkins? Still one of my top underrated flicks of all time.
I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
Hyperdevil Fangirl Boner, thank you for the 100 bits. Speaking of animated movies, I'm planning to go to a screening of Batman Mask of the Phantasm this Friday. I've seen the film a few times, but never on the big screen. I'm looking forward to it.
I've never seen it on the big screen either. Yeah, let me know how it is.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Oh, gosh, I went somewhere I'm not supposed to. Okay. Matthew Paul, thank you for the 100 bits. Semi-related to your new Cartoon Network bumper review, there was a short-lived request for a show called JBVO, where Johnny Bravo would take viewer calls and air their requested cartoons. A lot of it has recently resurfaced, including a scene of Johnny Bravo commenting on an episode of Dragon Ball Z in fast forward mode. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, cool. I gotta check that
out. JPith, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite Scorsese flick?
Fuck. I'll say Goodfellas for now.
Rancy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. So, Doug, you said last week that this Disney-December Hollywood Pictures movies are the new thing this year. So, is there a first movie ever released, Arachnophobia, getting a Disney-December?
I forget if it's on the list. I have to double check.
Coburn, thank you for the... Oh, gosh. I'm sorry. I'm pressing wrong buttons. Thank you for the 100 bits. Never liked Darkwing Duck growing up, but I am up to being wrong, so watching it now on Disney Plus to give it another chance. But do you have to like superheroes to get the fun parody behind the show?
No, it's fun because the character is very egocentric and the other characters are fun.
Sleeping Cat Studios, thank you for the 100 bits. I was rewatching your Twister review and you coined the question, how many Twisters can happen in one day? Well, 360 as of 2011.
Well, now I know.
Now you know. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the animation style in The Amazing World of Gumball?
Oh, I love it. I love the variety. I mean, that's the big thing, the variety. All the different styles are so well done.
Sleeping Cat Studios, thank you for the 100 bits. Well, we get a natural disaster... we get a natural disaster movie week/month week where you review or re-review natural disaster movies.
I never liked them when they came out, so probably not. I don't have a passion to talk about them.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the David O. Russell movie Amsterdam?
I never saw it.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, did you know Aaron Hansen, or Ego Raptor, if you will, participated in Creator Clash, a boxing tournament?
Yeah, I saw the first one, which what you think was going to happen, but the second one I heard he did really really well in. So I should probably check that out.
Haunted Joker, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you ever met anyone cosplaying as the critic? I did at Phoenix Comic Con.
Oh yeah, no, especially if it's a con I'm at, they usually show up.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. How did you talk the voices of Pinky and the Brain into swearing at each other in the Purge review? That's hilarious, and honestly, that Brain would really say to Pinky.
I knew them at other cons. We just got along, and I just asked them, and they said, "Yeah, it sounded funny."
Coburn, thank you for the 100 bits. Why does Doug not like Jeff Goldblum? He is so harmless and fun to me.
No, when he's done right, I agree. He's a lot of fun. But not everyone knows how to use their Goldblum.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on Jocelyn and Bob's Burgers? Personally, she is one of the favorite entertainingly dumb characters. John Roberts' voice is hilarious. I love when Tina and Tammy get into a fight in one episode and panics and says, "I don't know what to do. The fire department will fix this," and pulls the alarm.
Yeah, she's pretty funny. I have to remind myself which character that was. But yeah, no, she gets some good laughs.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. I'm sorry, I'm still a super uncultured swine. Can you explain the meaning behind your "what about boomer" joke?
Oh, it's from Independence Day. Like, all these people are dying, but the big concern was on the dog. So I always would say, "But what about Boomer? The Boomer will live." And I'm like, ah. So that's the history of that.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. You're right, Heather. I will never let go of Donkey's Wife or just watch porn. And most importantly, I will never let go of Haboodle.
Haboodle.
TDI Charlie Brown, thank you for the 100 bits. Love your Cartoon Network bumper episode, but you totally forgot to cover the Cartoon Network rap, where they rap about all the shows.
I missed that one. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you think you'll do the Marvel Netflix shows for Disney December this year, like Daredevil and Jessica Jones?
I'm not gonna have time this year. I'll try to get to it one of the other years.
JPit, thank you for the 100 bits. A question for you both. Last stream, Heather said The Giver wasn't the worst adaptation of a book she's ever seen. Well, then what on earth is?
Probably the remake of The Haunting, because it is based on a book.
Yeah, I don't even know. Now I'm trying to think. The worst. I'd have to really rack my brain and think, because the ones I watched a lot with my students were the good ones. Like, we watched Holes, we watched The Giver, we watched Tuck Everlasting. Hunger Games is a pretty good adaptation.
I hear Artemis Fowl is supposed to be foul.
I didn't
like
even watch it because I love the book so much. Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay, Doug, since you're doing Hollywood Pictures for this year's Disney December, will you please do Mr. Holland's Opus and or While You Were Sleeping? I would like either one. Both films are great in my opinion.
I don't have it for this year. I think I have them for next year, though, because I have always wanted to see Holland's Opus.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Also, Doug, when you go and hang out with Rob again, please check out the anime Black Lagoon. It's on Crunchyroll. The English dub is fantastic.
We'll try our best, but again, it's probably going to be a while.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you ever seen The Skeleton Twins? If not, I definitely recommend it. Very good acting from Bill Hader and Kristen Wiig.
No, I don't even think I've heard of it. I will definitely check that out, though.
I bumped the bits to 500 without thinking about the fact that that is the timing alert. So I laughed because I got scared by a timing.
Well, it is a ghost saying it, so.
Fun Zook, thank you for that 10-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate that. Honest Reviewer, thank you for the 100 bits. So, Doug, you know those talismans, those sentient wooden ends of a witch's staff resembling cute animals. What do you think yours and other CA crew would be? P.S. Heather can't have giraffes because Owl House confirmed they're not animals, they are hell spawns.
Oh, that's right. Maybe just like a little NC hat. That might be fun. Or no, Chap, they have like both Chaplin Buster's head would be on there.
Okay, we can't take a breath because we caught up way faster than I thought. I didn't realize there was like literally a half an hour where people did not ask questions.
Okay, all right.
Rapid Gamer, thank you for the 100 bits. Love to see Nostalgia Critic review Kingdom of Heaven, which stars Orlando Bloom, Liam Neeson, and Jeremy Irons, and is directed by Ridley Scott.
I never saw it. I heard it wasn't that great. But I'm a little curious. The visuals at least look kind of cool in it.
Sleeping Cat Studios, thank you for the 100 bits. Will we get a game to movie month where you review all live action and animation movies based on games?
Hmm. It's an interesting idea. I'll have to think that over.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Who are some of your favorite non metal music artists?
Uh, Man, like, I've gotten more into. I'm not like into it, but I used to hate country, and now that I've heard like good country, I'm like, oh, this is actually pretty good. Like, I do have a soft spot for like Dolly Parton and
Oh, who doesn't love Dolly
yeah,
Parton,
right.
though? She's a genius.
Who's some of the other ones? I grew up with a little bit of rap, but I wasn't like super into it. So like some of that I'm catching up on as well. I don't know. It's hard to say like artists as much as like genres. You know what I mean? Because like I just didn't like. I was aware of it. I heard a little bit, but I was really into metal, and now it's like I'm kind of looking back. It's like, oh, like this. This is why everybody loved this. Okay, like that makes sense.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 500 bits. So maybe this is a hot take, but I don't think the visuals in Avatar are even that good. I'm sorry, but a forest is the most creative location you can think of. To quote Tom Hanks in Big, what's fun about that?
I agree. The second one, I think they have more fun with the underwater stuff. At least on the big screen, the 3D and all that stuff was pretty dazzling.
I was going to say, I disagree. I think the visuals in Avatar are top notch.
But would you say the ones in the second one are better?
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 500 bits. Of the 5 best live action Marvel villains, who is your favorite and least favorite? And for the sake of time, I won't ask you to rank them all. Thanos, Magneto, Kilgrave, Kingpin, and Green Goblin in No Way Home.
Thanos is probably my favorite. Man, I guess Magneto, but again, he's still good. Yeah, it's just least favorite out of those.
Okay, great. Sorry I panicked, chat, but we were an hour behind, literally 10 minutes ago. So we could actually look at some of these highlighted.
But we're amazing!
Oh, jeez. Elite Gamer says, hello, wonderful streamers Heather and Doug. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, Doug, for doing the Cartoon Network bumpers. Cartoon Network Fridays were a major part of my childhood, and I love the NC. So many memories.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, no, it's like I said, even though I felt like I was a little past watching some of the shows on and I say pass again, I didn't know how good they were, but I did remember tuning in quite often just to see the bumpers because they were so entertaining. Like I don't know why this is on my brain too, because I was just with the creator clash. I was just like, well, yeah, what do you think was gonna happen fighting that guy? But let me emphasize, I would never fight anyone. I am a complete coward.
Great.
So yeah, I'm always like, whenever I'm like, well, yeah, in this fight, this should happen. It's like same thing when I watch a sports event. I'm just like, but I would never do it. I am just allergic to pain and I can't. So yeah, so I always give credit to anyone that does that stuff. And I do have to see the second fight because I heard it was pretty badass.
J-Star Otaku has an anime recommendation for you. Heavenly Delusion. It's on Hulu. It's going to be a top tier series. Hulu has it listed as its Japanese title, Tengoku Daimakyo, for some reason.
Heavenly Delusions? Is that it?
Yes. Delusion is singular, not plural.
Oh, Delusion. Oh, not like that made a difference anyway.
Timing!
Cool. Yeah, looks like some awesome stuff. I'll try to check it out.
Sorry, Alexander, thank you for the 500 bits. It's surprising me every goddamn time. What is your favorite episode of this latest season of Bob's Burgers so far, outside of the Christmas episode?
I think I like the one where Tina wants to meet up with those friends and kind of become buddy-buddy, but just everything goes wrong and she panics and the family's watching on the little walkie-talkies and everything. Oh, that was pretty funny.
Random Eric says, hey Doug, if you were to redo your top 11 fuck yeah movie themes list, would you make any additions?
Man, I'm trying to think if there's like any like recent movie. The Pirates of the Caribbean one, it was pretty catchy. I can't remember if I put that on there. Or even just the Davy Jones theme is really freaking cool. Maybe one of those.
Blabble Block says, regarding your Florida joke on the review of Megan, have you seen those Florida Man headlines? Also, what's your favorite James Dean movie?
I haven't seen that many James Dean movies. So I guess Rebel Without a Cause because I saw that one. But yeah, I haven't seen that many. And yeah, Florida jokes are always great.
Matt Gamer says, just wanted to say hello there for Doug and Heather today.
Hi, back to you.
Luke the Boss says, Doug, what are your thoughts on AI being used to help write scripts? Do you see this leading down a dark road where there is a mass amount of writer layoffs, or is it being blown out of proportion?
I know. You sure AI hasn't been writing scripts? I mean, again, have you seen some of the live action remakes and stuff? But okay, so it's the same thing with like
Timing!
AI artwork and stuff like that, where I'm like, a part of me really wants to see what'll happen and what it can do. Instead, like they had a whole movie on HBO, a documentary about an AI writing a musical, a Broadway musical, and can it make people cry and stuff. And they did cheat. I mean, they still had to pick what to do with it and stuff like that. But all that fascinates me. But yes, nothing is truly going to replace what people create, and and it can come close, and some things might even trick some people. But I still feel like in terms of thinking out of the box, you still have to program the AI to think outside the box. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I still think nothing's gonna top that. And even if it does become very popular or whatever, I feel like we're still gonna be able to tell, like how we can. CG's come a long way, but we can still kind of tell when it is. I think it's going to be the same thing with AI.
Honest reviewer, thank you for the 500 bits. So the last Owl House episode you watched was Eclipse Lake. Say, Doug, how much do you stand by your Luz doppelganger theory? No particular reason, just curious.
well, first of all, just because I know it's gonna pop up more, her name's Luce.
Luce, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no,
sorry.
just because I know that's the name of the main character, so I know there's gonna be more.
Timing!
But I guess not that much. I'm trying to remember even what it was. So yeah, I guess a big important episode is coming up.
TDI Charlie Brown, thank you for the 500 bits. My humble opinion, AI writing can be a good writer's assistant, but the humans are going to be the ones that tell stories and such. Also, sorry for the timing scaring you, Heather. It was my own doing. This is a castle of my own torture. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't know, because I am the same thing with like the voices and making it sound like the people and coming up with conversations. That all of it's very exciting. It is also scary, as people are saying, and I don't want to have people lose jobs and stuff like that. I'll say this: it encourages people to up their game more. We're talking about like superhero fatigue, and some of these movies we're getting fatigue on, stuff like that. So now it's like they have to think more outside the box, and I do kind of like that element of it, is that you have to think differently. Now you have to think, if AI is catching up, well then you better fucking do something different, and it better be really good and really entertaining. So I kind of like that. It's kind of kicking our asses to do something a little different. But yeah, I'd be lying if I said I didn't see the concerns of it too. But I don't know, it's like Jurassic Park. It's like it's terrifying that dinosaurs can eat us, but at the same time, ooh, dinosaurs!
This will be the last one. Oliver Dreamwalker is suggesting that if you do an AI to write an NC video, you should use AI Dungeon, because that's where the hilarious content comes from. Chat GPT is like a professional tool. So try AI Dungeon.
I think AI Dungeon is one that we looked at before. I feel bad. I've had some people look into it. We're all kind of doing like 5 different things. So we kind of look at it and say, I think I get how that works. Okay, I'll come back to it. And then just other stuff gets in the way. So I think we just need someone to just sit down, look at it inside out, and just be like, okay, here's how this works. Here's how we're going to utilize it. Here's how to get the funniest stuff. And when we finally have time to do that, we will do it.
All right. Awesome. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here today. As usual, we super, super appreciate it. Please remember, we do have content here 5 days a week. So come on back tomorrow and Friday and Monday and Tuesday and next Wednesday, or whenever you can. I'm not picky. Just come on back.
Anytime.
We are going to go raid Tamara as usual. So go over there and say hello to the Tamara Chambers from this thing called the Nostalgia Critic. And we will see you all next time. Bye.
Goodbye. Thank you. Goodbye.